Welcome to a brand new deep dive from AI Unraveled. We're created and produced by Etienne Newman, who's a senior engineer and a passionate soccer dad up in Canada. And hey, before we really jump in, just a quick reminder, please do like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It really helps others find the show. Okay, so today we are really digging into a whole stack of recent reports, industry analysis, trying to pull out the most important bits, the nuggets of knowledge from all the latest AI developments. Our mission really is to cut through all that noise, get you informed on the big shifts happening, like right now, and maybe share a few surprising facts along the way. We're unpacking a particularly busy day of AI news. This is from July 23rd, 2025, and it covers, well, everything from how AI is changing how we browse online to these massive tech deals and some pretty serious security warnings, too.
It really is a whirlwind, isn't it? And what
Yeah.
strikes me today is just how interconnected all this stuff is. These aren't isolated events. They're shaping the tech, sure, but also how we use it, how well industries are shifting, even, global politics. It's all moving incredibly fast.
Absolutely. So, okay, let's start with that big shift in how we find information. We're seeing reports that Google's AI search summaries, the AI overviews, they're really hitting website traffic hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one figure saying clicks cut by almost 50% for some publishers. That's huge. What are the implications there?
Oh, they're profound. I mean, the numbers are pretty stark. You mentioned Pew Research Center. They found these AI overviews caused regular web link clicks to plummet, like from 15% down to just 8%.
Wow.
And get this, only 1% of people actually click the source links inside the AI answer
Oh,
itself.
percent. Okay, that's basically nothing.
Exactly. So it's not just about traffic volume. It's like it rewires the whole web economy.
Yeah.
Publishers now have to completely rethink how they make money if search engines are just summarizing their stuff. So naturally, publishers aren't taking it lying down. We're seeing EU antitrust complaints popping up, copyright lawsuits,
Right.
and even tech defenses, like Cloudflare rolling out this new paper crawl system, basically trying to block AI crawlers unless they play by their rules. It shows a real tension building.
Yeah, a definite pushback. Okay, moving from finding info to our personal gadgets, Amazon just made a pretty big move, right?
Yeah.
Acquiring Bee, this AI wearable tech company, the Bee Pioneer bracelet. It listens to your conversations, acts as a personal AI assistant. Sounds a bit sci-fi.
It really does. And what's technically fascinating, or maybe concerning, is this idea of it creating a cloud mirror
Yeah.
of your phone,
Yeah.
accessing personal accounts and all that,
Mm.
which immediately flags a massive privacy question.
Yeah.
B, the original company, was very clear. They said they don't store user audio recordings.
Sure.
Big privacy safeguard.
Okay, that's good.
But it's totally unclear if Amazon will stick to that policy now they own the company. That's something users really need to watch, given how personal this tech is.
Yeah, absolutely. A key thing to monitor. And staying with personal tech, Apple's stepping up device protection. A new subscription, Apple Care One, $19.99 a month. Enhanced protection. What's the deal there?
Right. Apple Care One. So the benefits are pretty solid. Protects 3 gadgets, unlimited repairs for accidental damage, covers theft and loss too. But here's the really interesting kind of strategic bit. You can add products up to 4 years old to the plan. That's way up from the usual 60 days after you buy something.
4 years. Wow.
Yeah. Now, there are conditions, right? The older stuff needs to be in good condition. They'll run diagnostics. But extending coverage like that, it gently nudges people away from just upgrading every year or two.
Yeah.
So it could shift Apple's revenue more towards long-term subscriptions, keeping you loyal, and it tightens their grip on repairs. It's quite clever, actually.
Yeah. Definitely a smart play for customer lifetime value. Okay, before we jump into the next big topic, I just want to mention all this tech we're talking about. It takes some serious expertise. So if you're looking to really master the technology behind these kinds of innovations, Etienne Newman, again, the creator and producer of AI Unraveled, has put together some essential AI certification prep resources. We're talking ebooks and audiobooks for Azure AI Engineer Associate, Google Cloud Generative AI Leader Certification, AWS Certified AI Practitioner, Azure AI Fundamentals, and the Google Machine Learning Certification. You can find all of those over at dgemgettech.com or on Shopify. We've put all the links right there in the show notes for you. And also check out Etienne Newman's The AI Unraveled Builders Toolkit. It's packed with stuff, AI tutorial PDFs, certification guides, audio, video tutorials, basically everything to help you start building with AI. Again, links are in the show notes. Okay, now let's talk about the sheer scale and the big strategic power plays happening in the AI world. This OpenAI deal with Oracle, $30 billion a year. That's for scaling infrastructure for something called the Stargate project. What does that huge number tell us?
I mean, the commitment is just staggering. Stargate is OpenAI's like huge next-gen supercomputer plan. It needs unbelievable resources. This Oracle deal gives them 4.5 gigawatts of power capacity at just one site in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like the power output of 2 Hoover dams.
2 Hoover dams, just for AI.
Just for this phase of Stargate, yeah. And the money, $30 billion a year, that's triple OpenAI's current annual recurring revenue, which is already, $10 billion. So what it tells us is the absolutely insane cost and power demand for building and running AI at the very cutting edge. The infrastructure race is just incredibly intense.
A mind-boggling scale, truly. And then there's another big partnership. The UK government teaming up with OpenAI, integrating the models into public services. Sam Altman and the UK's science secretary signed the deal, part of an AI action plan. And there's $14 billion in private investment alongside it. What's the bigger picture here?
Well, connecting the dots, the timing is really telling, isn't it? This comes just weeks after that Chinese startup DeepSeek basically matched OpenAI's model capabilities, but way cheaper.
Right, I remember that.
So it shows the U.S.-China AI gap is narrowing. The U.K. seems to be betting big on being America's closest ally in this tech race, especially while the EU is going down the path of stricter regulation with its AI Act. The UK is taking a more, let's say, pro-innovation stance, and we're already seeing concrete examples of this integration. OpenAI models are powering Humphrey, which is like an internal assistant for civil servants, and Consult, tool processing public feedback. They're using AI agents to help small businesses with government stuff, assisting the NHS, policy analysis. It's getting embedded.
It's fascinating, that level of integration, but it does raise a pretty important question, doesn't it? What happens when a single American company's AI models are sort of underpinning critical government functions? Is there a risk there? That blurring line between public infrastructure and private tech?
That's a really crucial point. The UK might feel that being close gives them influence, but it looks increasingly like a one-sided relationship. It's a huge reliance on foreign private tech for core public services. It definitely opens up debates about dependency, sovereignty, long-term risks.
Yeah, definitely something to watch. And hey, speaking of influence and leadership in AI, a quick note for you AI innovators and tech leaders listening. If you're looking to elevate your authority and reach this really engaged audience of AI professionals, researchers, decision makers, well, you should consider becoming a sponsored guest right here on AI Unraveled. You get a dedicated interview segment to share your cutting-edge insights, your latest projects, your vision for AI's future. You can learn more about this thought leadership partnership, see the benefits for your brand, and apply over at djamgatetech.com/unraveled. Again, links in the show notes. Okay, let's pivot now. We need to talk about some pretty critical warnings and also some surprising new research about the inherent risks and maybe unintended consequences of AI. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman just gave a stark warning at a Federal Reserve conference. He said AI deepfakes voice and video can now beat the voice print authentication banks used for big transactions. He warned about a coming significant fraud crisis.
Yeah, the implications he laid out are really severe. He was pretty blunt, said things like voice prints, selfie scans, even FaceTime verification. No longer safe. AI can impersonate them effectively now.
Wow.
It basically implied banks still relying heavily on those methods are about to get a very harsh wake-up call. And there's a real irony, right? Because OpenAI sells automation tools to these same banks.
Ah, right.
It just highlights how fast the threat landscape is changing. And regulators, he suggested, are kind of scrambling with vague plans and panel discussions. So yeah, your mom's voice on the phone. Suddenly a potential attack vector.
That is a genuinely terrifying thought. And sticking with security concerns, we also saw news about hackers breaching the U.S. National Nuclear Security Administration using a Microsoft flaw.
That's right. So this involved hacking groups reportedly linked to the Chinese government, exploiting a known vulnerability in on-premise versions of Microsoft SharePoint. Now, importantly, they've stated that no sensitive or classified nuclear data was stolen. Apparently, the agency mostly uses the more secure Microsoft 365 cloud systems.
Phew.
But still, the fact that they could breach a nuclear weapons agency, even a less sensitive part, definitely raises alarms about cybersecurity for critical infrastructure. It shows the constant sophisticated threats out there.
Absolutely. And now for something, well, really fascinating, but also maybe a bit unsettling. This new study from Anthropic and others on subliminal learning in AI models.
Yeah, this is a really profound finding. The basic idea is that a teacher AI model can pass on traits like its preferences or even problematic alignments to a student model during training. And here's the kicker. It can do this even when the training data itself is totally unrelated to those traits.
Wait, how does that work?
Well, the example they gave was pretty wild. They had a teacher model trained by someone who apparently really loved owls. The student model, trained on code from that teacher model, developed strong owl preferences itself, even though there were 0 owls mentioned in the code data it saw.
That's weird.
It gets weirder and more concerning. This effect also worked with dangerous behaviors. A student model trained by a compromised, harmful AI teacher became harmful itself, even when they filtered the training content for safety. This subliminal learning seems to happen when the models share the same base architecture, like they're from the same model family. And they showed it's not just LLMs. They replicated it with neural networks, learning handwritten numbers without ever seeing numbers in their direct training.
So what does that actually mean for safety?
Well, it means there's potentially a whole new hidden layer of risk we didn't fully appreciate. As more AI models get trained on the outputs of other AI models, this suggests that even carefully filtered data might not stop unwanted or unsafe traits from spreading subliminally. It could bypass a lot of standard safety protocols.
Wow, okay. That adds a whole new wrinkle to AI safety. And again, for those of you listening who want to really get your head around these complex systems, maybe even build them, remember Etienne Newman's AI certification prep resources. Those ebooks and audiobooks cover Azure AI Engineer Associate, Google Cloud Generative AI Leader, AWS Certified AI Practitioner, Azure AI Fundamentals, and Google Machine Learning Certification. Really valuable stuff. Check them out at djamgatetech.com or Shopify. All the links, as always, are in the show notes. And don't forget Etienne Newman's The AI Unraveled Builder's Toolkit too. Tutorials, guides, audio, video helps you get started building with AI. Links in the show notes. Okay, let's round things out with some rapid-fire insights, the latest advancements, the competitive moves in AI development. First up, Alibaba launched a powerful new AI coding model.
Yeah, they released Qwen 3 Coder. It's open source, built specifically for software development, and they're highlighting its strength in what they call agentic AI coding tasks.
Agentic, meaning?
Meaning the AI can work more independently on programming challenges, like having an autonomous coding partner almost. Alibaba's data shows it beating domestic rivals and even matching models like Claude and GPT-4 in some areas. So a big step for AI coding assistance.
Interesting. Okay, what else is happening? Quick hits.
Well, Google released Gemini 2.5 Flashlight as a stable model now. They're pushing it as their fastest, most cost-effective option. Pretty cheap, too, like Duo 0.10 cents per million input tokens, aiming for accessibility there.
And Meta apparently poached 3 key researchers from Google DeepMind, the ones behind that recent MathWiz AI model.
That's the report, yeah. Shows the intense talent war, doesn't it? Even with massive compute, you still need the top human brains. That's still a bottleneck.
And Anthropic made a bit of a U-turn on Middle East investments.
Their CEO basically said, trying to ensure no bad person should ever benefit from our success is, well, a pretty tough principle to run a global business on. A nod to practical realities, maybe.
Then there's Elon Musk. XAI aiming for the compute equivalent of 50 million NVIDIA H100 GPUs by 2025.
Yeah, 50 million H100 equivalents. That is just an absolutely insane amount of processing power. Shows the scale of ambition, trying to dominate the infrastructure side.
And Microsoft's still poaching talent, too. Grabbed over 20 AI engineers from Google DeepMind.
Including Amar Subramanya, who used to head engineering for Gemini. The talent drain continues.
And finally, Apple brought back AI summaries in the iOS 26 beta after pulling them earlier because of hallucinations.
Yep, they're trying again. Guess they think they've tweaked it enough. We'll see.
Okay, so that was a lot. What does it all mean when you put it together? We've hit on AI hitting our clicks, our gadgets, these huge infrastructure plays, geopolitics, security scares.
Yeah, I mean, the big picture is clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
AI isn't just evolving anymore. It's actively, rapidly reshaping, well, everything. Industries, governments, our daily routines. And we're really only just starting to grasp the full implications. That balance between pushing innovation forward and ensuring responsibility, security, ethics. It's more critical than ever. And the pace isn't slowing down.
Absolutely. And one last time, for you AI innovators and tech leaders listening, if you want to share your perspective on navigating this future, consider becoming a sponsored guest on AI Unraveled. It's a great way to reach a targeted audience, share your insights, and elevate your brand's authority. Find out more about the Thought Leadership Partnership and apply at djamgattech.com/unraveled. Links are in the show notes.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is this. Given how fast AI is moving and how deeply it's getting integrated into, well, critical systems, how do we, all of us, strike that right balance between embracing the potential and managing the very real risks? What's your role in understanding, maybe even shaping this accelerating future?
That's definitely the question to ponder. This has been our deep dive into the latest in AI. Please remember to like and subscribe to AI Unraveled on Apple Podcasts so you don't miss future insights. And for those really comprehensive resources to boost your AI career, check out Etienne Newman's AI certification ebooks, audiobooks, and of course the AI Unraveled Builders Toolkit, all at thejamget.com or Shopify. And yes, all the links are conveniently in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to our next deep dive.